Hi, I'm Brianna.
Hi, I'm Regina.
Welcome to the
Daughter Mama Charmarama. I'm Gen X.
I'm Gen Z.
And we are two amazing ladies talking about everything everywhere according to us.
Today's vibe is don't be dumb.
Don't be.
Don't be dumb.
The brain, use it or lose it.
We're gonna get right into it today, skipping the icebreaker because really we need you to really lock in, okay? Focus up. Get your little notebook and take some notes, all right? We're getting smart this time.
I bet you learn something every week.
Yeah.
You're
because
welcome.
We're very informational speakers, you know. It's us. We're bringing up the dictionary and the encyclopedias and the magazine articles and such, and we really just want everyone to be smart. Increase your neuroplasticity. All right, like I said, get your notes because we're using the big girl words today.
Yes, we are. So you're welcome.
So we're thinking about being more intentional with your brain and keeping it happy and healthy and active because your brain is where the entirety of your being is. Okay, of course, all of your thoughts, your emotions, your feelings, your personality, everything. If you are brain dead, you are dead. And it's more important now than ever to take care of your brain health, okay? And neuroplasticity means the ability of the brain to form and reorganize synaptic connections, especially in response to learning or experience or following injury. Basically, it's the brain's ability to change and adapt to new information, aka what your brain does when it learns. So there are so many people who are just obsessed with not aging and with their gut health and stuff, but I don't think we're doing enough to really keep our brains active and make sure that we're still present with certain things and being mindful of certain things. Like we think about our emotions so much. Yes, it's hard to think and we have so many things going on and there's so much to think about. Okay, cool. Just find a balance. That's all I'm saying. Just find a balance. Okay? You don't need to be thinking about everything everywhere all at once. You can't be shutting it off. You need to be using it.
No, I thoroughly agree.
So an example of people being obsessed with things that have nothing to do with their brains, even though they definitely should be more obsessed with using their brains. I saw a woman who talked about using breast pillows to prevent wrinkles. It's giving body dysmorphia final boss. Oh my god. Mind you, you're just gonna age and die anyway. It's fine. We're doing too much. The sleeping in the layers of the masks with the chin strap to the forehead and the lip mask and the face mask and everything. The morning shed, morning peel thing. I've talked about this before. It's crazy. I think self-care is we're going so far with it. It's doing a lot. And every single time I see a non-black person wear a bonnet, an angel loses his wings.
Not too much, okay? Bonnets for everybody.
No, wrong.
But not everywhere.
Wrong. My people are still getting persecuted for wearing our own headdresses and the way we wear our own hair. For me to see a white woman named Ashley wearing it, that's something that pisses me off so deeply. You know,
I want you to dial it back. Bonnets for everyone, just not everywhere.
Wrong. We need to be gatekeeping our culture more often.
We disagree.
Don't worry. We're gonna continue this. We're gonna come back to this. No, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Anyways, back to the conversation.
So I say a way that you could take more care of your brain than you do the rest of your body is just to take breaks from social media. Whatever trends you think you're going to be missing around, they'll come back. History repeats itself. We've been in Y2K, which is an era from 20 years ago, for the past 5 years. Whatever you think you're missing, it will come back. It's fine.
Yeah, that is true. And in addition to good brain health, there's also a growth mindset. I've been taking a class about that, and I hadn't realized the negative underlying thought patterns that I had adapted until I began to study a growth mindset as opposed to like that closed range of mental perspective, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so it's important to remain open and to embrace the new, out with the old, in with the new type of thing. And everything old is not obsolete, but you do need to know the difference in terms of what is obsolete and what needs to let go. And so that leads me to the point of ruminating. I read this very good article with a therapist, and she talks about rumination is not just an emotional habit, it's a neurological loop. So you cannot move forward if your mind is living backward. Paul, the Apostle Paul in the Holy Bible, knew this. So neuroscience proves it. And I say this all the time. Neuroscience or science at large or generally does not disagree with the supernatural. It does not. The Most High created us with all of our organs and faculties, right? So when you replay the same hurt on loop, your amygdala alarm center stays activated. Cortisol rises. Your brain strengthens the pathways of worry because what you practice, you wire. So we're talking about ruminating. That's when you're just in a loop and you're thinking about something over and over again. I should have said this. I should have said that. I should have said it this way. I should have positioned my body. Why did that happen? They shouldn't have done it to me. Oh, I shouldn't have done it to them. It's just a loop. And so Paul said, forgetting what lies behind and straining toward what lies ahead. That's Philippians 3:13. Letting go is not pretending. It is obedience to let go. Right? It is obedience to stop ruminating and to stop worrying and to get out of the loop. Letting go is not pretending. It is obedience. So it stops feeding the old pathway. When you interrupt the loop, the prefrontal cortex calming center turns back on. The default mode network mind wandering system quiets. Your brain shifts from survival to safety. We're talking about brain health. So let go literally reshapes the brain. Through neuroplasty, brain change ability, you build new pathways of peace, hope, and charity. What's the kingdom? Love, joy, and peace in the Ruach HaKodesh. So peace, hope, and charity build new pathways when we allow our brain to change our abilities and to stop ruminating. So your mind begins to renew. We renew our mind. We renew our brain capability and our brain capacity. And so the scripture tells us to be renewed in the spirit of our mind, and that he would keep us in perfect peace when our mind is stayed on him. And God also told us to fix our mind long before science existed. Right? And so I've been making major changes with myself, how I think and how I care for my brain. Been focusing on that throughout the years. And so I learned that capacity is linked with the nervous system. So I want to encourage you and me and all of us, do not shut down when you are challenged by an offense or disrespect. Instead, regulate your emotions, and the Ruach HaKodesh can help you learn to regulate where you're not so explosive, you're not on edge, you don't have this adrenaline pumping all the time, you don't feel intense or anxious when things come up that you're not prepared for, or things take you unaware, or your worst fear shows up, right? So it takes training, it takes practice to get our emotions and our nervous system in alignment with love and with peace and with joy and with hope and believing. So example, what makes you agitated can be retrained to accept conflict, manage your feelings for appropriate responses. We can't take the surprise out of everything. We really can't. It has taken decades to learn to self-regulate and not suppress my feelings, and it's been worth the work. The Ruach said to me one day several years ago, the hurt you harbor is the hurt you heal. So that goes along with processing what it is for forgiveness, what it is for moving away from worry and ruminating, what it is for expanding your brain capacity and renewing your mind, and what it is to emotionally regulate for the proper responses when something comes up or catches us off guard. So we decree no more blind-sided attacks from the demonic realm, but sometimes life happens and there are ebbs and flows in life, and we need to adjust. So I also like to use my words to express and advocate for myself, which is something I would not do when I would suppress my thoughts or feelings, or that I didn't know how to regulate. You know, you just feel like you want to say so much, but you can't collect your thoughts, you can't process fast enough, and you find yourself in a heap of tears, you know, because you're nervous. It takes growth, it takes learning, and it takes intention to move past that, because we're all supposed to be able to self-advocate and not lose our autonomy, right? So I had to learn to be truthful with myself, first of all, and then have honest conversations with other people using decorum, right? Because we're all adults here, and every adult should be adept in some level of conflict resolution, or just, like I said, honest conversations. But it starts with us being truthful with ourselves. You can gauge your emotional aptitude, you really can, and that's supposed to grow and expand all the time. So I don't need to use anger, I don't need to use blunt force to outside sources. I don't have to be cold or dismissive in my demeanor. I can sit calmly, breathe through, and have a decent conversation to decide what my boundaries are, or what I disliked, or what we need to repair, or if we need to disconnect and go our separate ways. So I'm becoming who I was always meant to be before outside forces shaped or reshaped my brain and distorted my nervous system. Enough cannot be said about how incidences or events or things within our environment, things in our control or out of our control, have reshaped our brain and have kind of interrupted the normal or healthy flow of our nervous system, and how that has to get back into alignment, which is why we renew our mind, which is why we sit before the Lord and ask him to heal our broken heart, bandage up our wounds, which is why we cover our heart and mind with peace, right? Which is why we watch our words so that we don't want to legislate anything that's going to cause us to self-sabotage or to keep us in the loop of that brokenness within our brain and our neural paths and nerve endings and all of those type of things. And so we want to remove the distortion from our nervous system, and we want to remove the reshaping that happened because of what happened to us or what happened around us. So it's not your fault a lot of times, but it is your responsibility to grow beyond, to heal beyond, to become better. And even consequences that we have to walk through, it still shapes our brain in a way, or our nervous system in a way. So we have to forgive ourselves. We have to let go of the guilt and regret, learn better, and do better with the help of the Ruach. We're not doing all of this on our own. There's a purpose and a reason for grace, and grace is very powerful. It empowers us to do the will of the Lord. So sidebar, I wish I had taken psychology more seriously in undergrad. I really just felt it was intrusive to be inside people's head, is why I didn't take psychology seriously, but I wish I had, because I probably would have been further along in my journey. And then I understand now how intricately important or vital it is for brain health, nervous system health, cellular health, emotional regulation, awareness, emotional intelligence, and all these different things that make up our humanity and the human part of us as supernatural people. So I didn't, but I have it together now. I'm getting it together now, progressively learning and following this direction. I just really have a penchant for it, a passion for it. And so the Holy Spirit is growing that. So nevertheless, I'm applying what I learned and sharing what I come into contact with when I teach.
I've also been noticing changes in myself, but some of them have been a little negative. I've always had, or at least I used to have, a really good attention span, and I used to be the type I would remember a lot very well, and I was never really bad at math until like college, that intro to math modeling class. Oh my gosh. But for that one, I blame the teacher. He was terrible at teaching, and he used to just go off on us for like random tangents. I can't get much learning done, but previous to that, I was very good at math. I was very good at numbers, and even now I still remember my kindergarten lunch code. I was always good at that kind of thing, but as I got older and MHD started ADing, it was a lot, and my attention span isn't as good as it used to be. I'm not as interested in things that I used to be. They introduced the 2x speed feature, and oh my goodness, I have been using and abusing that thing so bad. It's to the point where I'm trying to get myself to go back to slowly listening, but it's hard. It's hard. Some people just
talk so freaking slow.
I wish I could just fast forward everyone, but that's not good.
And they use so many words.
So many words. And I was like, why am I getting irritated when people are using big words? Me, who fortuitously put the word gratuitous in a sentence for no reason. Me, the woman who spelled the word onomatopoeia to a drunk girl at a party for funsies. Hello?
No, literally, you are the SAT word queen.
I am. I literally used to read the dictionary just because. I used to read my siblings' science textbooks just because. I've always been smart, and words have always been my thing. Why now am I turning on them? The loves of my life, mother. I was like, oh my God, I'm getting dumb.
Don't be dumb.
Don't be dumb. Don't be dumb. I cannot be like these people, okay? I cannot join the Gen Pop of the literacy crisis and the stupid people. I simply cannot.
Let's stop being condescending.
And see, that's another big word.
Balsamic vinegar?
Tomato paste.
That's a big word for Elmo.
But like, I was like, this is unacceptable. And I was like, I'm tuning out mid-video to just go off in my brain and daydream and whatnot. Jackie Jackie Asamoah was talking, and I was just like, I had to watch the video. Mind you, it was like a 3-minute video 3 times to get what she was talking about.
No way.
I was like, something has to change. Something has got to change.
You know what I just saw when you said that? Just a 3-minute video. I'm like, the distractions are making us distracted. We're being distracted with the distractions.
Because I was on TikTok
Or
instead
within
of
the
doing something
distractions.
else.
Exactly. Sometimes we're scrolling or numbing out, watching something or whatever, and it's a distraction that we need to put away. And so now we're distracted by the distraction. It's like a loop. It's crazy. We do have to learn to discipline better and pull ourselves away. I've put some things in place. Like I will not go on TikTok before 10 o'clock in the morning. You know, I'll take days and just consecrate off of social media. If sometimes it'll just be, you know, YouTube, and I'm listening to teachings and worship and that type of thing. Post on Facebook and get off, and I can check my message box and I can see where somebody, you know, messaged me, and it's been like a few days since I checked. It's because I don't have those notifications or alerts on my phone that somebody has sent me something. If you want me to see it, you better text me, you better call me, or send me an email, because I do get, you know, alerts from emails. But I've had to discipline myself, and I think it came about with survival mode. Because once you're in a pattern of waiting on the Lord, right, and you know you've done what you're supposed to do, you're waiting for him to manifest, demonstrate certain things, you get into survival mode, like I'm just gonna make it through whatever this is until the wait is over.
That's not great.
It's not great. And somebody said it recently. They was like, God is not going to compete with our distractions. So now our distractions are competing with one another. So we have to put our foot down.
I was like, this week I was
because
like,
3 minutes, please. How fast 3 minutes can go past?
So fast.
And why would you lose interest in somebody you like?
I love her.
And you're interested in, but it's only 3 minutes.
And it's only 3 minutes. And it honestly probably wasn't even 3 minutes. It's probably closer to like 2 or whatever. And I still be putting, so I was like, okay, instead of 2x, because I low-key hate the way the sped up words sound, but at the same time, y'all talk slow. So I was like, 1.5 is good. Even my pastor, when I have him on, oh my God, he talked for like 5 minutes about something that had nothing to do with the word one time. And I was like, skip.
Yeah, sometimes when you're preaching, you can really go off on a tangent with one idea or something.
And it was helpful.
In your head,
it wasn't like bad information.
No, it's not. It's good. It's in line with what you're saying, and you go off on a tangent, and you come right back around to your original point. It happens. I try to avoid it so much when I'm preaching, but you could get just stirred up, and you'd be like, "Oh, I want to show them something else. Oh, there's another analogy.
Oh, everything is connected. Now everybody has ADHD. Somebody has to focus.
We just really have to breathe and be more patient. But I'm glad we're aware of the disciplines that we need to put in place as our schedule begins to change, and also to pinpoint survival mode, because we're not supposed to be in survival mode. We're supposed to progress into thriving.
We're supposed to have it together. At some point, somebody has to drive the boat, guys, okay? So that's what I was doing. I felt like I was getting stupider. I'm constantly fighting the urge to maladaptive daydream whenever I'm alone. I'm dissociating, or I was dissociating, all the time. Until, the 30th, so Sunday. I was like, I cannot continue with this. My mind is not a prison, and it's also not an ocean of idiocy. There has to be some sort of I need to rebuild the structures that I used to have in place. I used to be so strict and so rigid with myself, and then I got too free. But my problem is I'm a person of extremes. It's so hard to strike a balance, to just hit 5 in the middle of 10. I'm much more likely to go from either 10 to 11 to 12, or to 0 and I'm downward in the negatives, and then we're coming back and we're at a 7, but then we're back at a 3. It is so hard for me to just strike that balance, but I'm working on it really, really hard. The motivation has to come from within, which sucks because, my God, but I'm figuring it out.
That's good. No, I'm happy for you. Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I'm basically rebuilding my brain myself, because oh my God,
and we're responsible for that. Just like renewing your mind, do something to refresh or reshape your brain.
Your neuroplasticity, take control of it. Right? I'm smart. I was born smart, and I'm gonna die smart too.
You're gonna live smart and live well, abundantly smart.
I was also saying all the time, and I never really was a person for non-words. It's rare that I ever say or I would rather just close my mouth and let the words come to me and then keep going. I don't do that. I don't like non-words. So I was just saying all the time. And I started doing it in middle school because that's what everybody was doing, and I felt like I wanted to fit in, because I always felt like I was an other person. So I wanted to fit in. And even now it carried over, and I still do it. I don't do it nearly as badly as I used to. Now when it comes out, it's just a slip of the tongue, and I try and make sure that I'm not doing it purposely. I'm choosing my words carefully. At least I'm trying to choose my words carefully. Because that right there, that I think is low-key an indicator of low intelligence in some cases. Using so many non-words that your sentence sort of loses its meaning. Can't do it.
It doesn't translate well to the listener.
Can't do it.
And the filler words.
All the filler words. I stopped listening. I don't know if anybody else does, but I sure do. I will scroll so fast. You just said 16 times in this one sentence. I can't do it. Write down exactly what you're about to say, and let me tell you how many commas you're going to write. Okay.
And practice
Can't
it.
do it. Can't do it. I was consuming dumber content. And I thought it was like funnier but it was funny because it was getting more relatable.
Like,
I laughed at a Family Guy episode, which I have not done in a long time. And I thought, I literally paused and went, oh my God.
Like, there's no way you
There's
find
no
the humor
freaking
in a
way.
Family Guy
Now,
episode.
American Dad, hilarious. But Family Guy's jokes are an entirely different vibe. And so when it got to a point where I was genuinely like he guffawing at this, I said, this is too much. Like the low humor jokes, I said, this is not me. We need to get back to ourselves. Oh, that reminds me of an experiment that I started conducting on myself in college when I went to KSU. I noticed that I was making different choices with my words and in things that I found funny when I was watching something like a K-drama, which would be sophisticated and force me to read subtitles, rather than when I would spend a week watching like Family Guy and cartoons and simpler things. I was laughing a lot more. I didn't feel like I could keep up mentally. I wasn't reading as much. I just felt dumber in those weeks, rather than when I would be watching my K-dramas or watching my super deep drama movies and my fantastic anthology series. I was like, this is, oh my gosh, because why am I actually doing my homework when I'm watching Strong Girl Bong Soon, but when Family Guy comes on, I turn into an idiot. That was unacceptable.
Unacceptable.
That was all I learned. I got
Cannot digress. We have to
change.
progress. Let's advance.
Yeah.
Let's advance.
Oh, so what's a hobby that you have that doesn't involve electronics?
No, I'm ashamed to say I do not have any hobbies that do not involve electronics. As much as I like to read and I'll read an actual book, I still read ebooks.
Yeah, I like
And
ebooks.
I'll use my coloring book like here and there,
Mhm.
you know, but sometimes the coloring books makes me feel pressured because I feel like I gotta finish the picture in one setting, and then I'm like, no, take a few days. It's supposed to be relaxing.
Or it has
and
to be
this type of
completely
thing.
accurate. I have to draw Pinkie Pie with the exact shades of pink that she is.
Oh gosh, don't color out of the lines. Just
Don't color
trace
outside the
everything
lines.
and say the lines. Yeah, so I mean, I don't know how well I'm doing like that. But even like my Wordscape or Scrabble games or whatever, they're electronic, they're on their phone.
Yeah.
I need to find a hobby that I can do without any electronics.
We should get into crocheting. Those really seem to have a lot of fun.
No, I loved crocheting. My grandmother, rest in peace, Grandma Chloe. I miss my grandma. She taught me, I don't know what that was. But yeah, she taught me how to crochet, and I really wish I had kept up with it. But I mean, once you learn something, you can always relearn it. But I got to do better with that, you know. But I'm not like you. I don't need music in the background or sound or TV or anything like that when I'm doing something. I really prefer like a quiet and calm and organized environment. And I want to feel cozy. You know, a cashmere blanket, cashmere socks, the right lighting in order to read poetry or read a riveting book or to write. You know, I gotta have the whole atmosphere thing type of set.
I like how you specified cashmere. Bougie to the bone.
Because I'm a cashmere girl. What would the world be without Regina and cashmere? Like, what are you saying? Yeah, I mean, classical music, because it stimulates the brain. Like, if it's something I'm working on an outline or working on curriculum or something like that, then yeah. But other than that,
music, harps, cellos, piano,
no,
whatever.
it has to be all
I can't do silence.
soul feeding, heart feeding. Just,
I can't do silence.
Yeah.
Silence makes my brain itchy. It makes every voice and sound in my head very loud. And so I need music to do pretty much anything. If I don't put on my headphones to brush my teeth, I do fear I will explode.
And you even sleep with music.
Yeah, I didn't always have to do that. I started doing that at some point, you know, when I lived with the family, because they would use music to put the kids to sleep. I thought, okay, that's totally fine. But that was like the first time that I was living somewhere that didn't have outside noise or neighbor noise or whatever, and that made me realize we're just sitting here quiet. The only noise is the little whatever bugs are super duper loud at night.
Yeah,
and the lake. Crickets or
yeah,
whatever.
you guys were in the boonies.
We
It's
were
a
in
nice
the
neighborhood,
sticks.
but still.
It's a gorgeous
sticks.
neighborhood, but it was silent, and it got me to a point. That was when I was HD and real bad, very mentally ill. Okay, very mentally ill. And I thought, okay, I can't do this. I can't do this all this quiet. So I started needing music to sleep, and now I stuck with it. I tried to do the silent thing, can't do it for the life of me. That's a skill I think I may have just completely lost. So I'm gonna have to it's fine though. I like having music to sleep. It gives my brain something to attach to, so I can start, you know, when you imagine all of those scenarios and whatever before you fall asleep. So it's like pre-dreaming, so I can pre-dream.
Oh, okay, I see what it is.
That's how I use it.
Yeah, so let's wrap it up. I guess I need to find a hobby that doesn't involve electronics. I need to keep working on my discipline so that my distractions don't get in the way of what I'm accomplishing.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll go back to learning Spanish. I don't know how many times
Yeah.
I started and stopped
Exactly.
learning Spanish, and then I started learning Hebrew. several years ago. So
I took Spanish classes for years. Cannot say much past pero ir al baño.
I know. I took it for years too.
Took
And
it
so
in high
there's
school,
still,
took it halfway
you
through
know,
college. Nothing.
there are a few things, just some things just don't stick.
Yeah.
I mean, so it was a lot of Spanish from, I guess, junior high all the way through, and then on my own. So I even learned Yiddish, because growing up in New York, you speak everything. You're from Brooklyn, you speak everything because everybody lives there. When you move to the South, you have nobody to speak all of that stuff to, so it kind of wanes.
Learning a language is a good way to increase your neuroplasticity, or take control of it rather. Learning languages, using your curiosity like a muscle, how people go down rabbit holes whenever they have things about that. Please do not use AI to do that. Just use your own brain to do it. Please stop offloading your own thinking processes. You do not need ChatGPT or these AI things to do any and everything. Your own brain is very powerful. It's very smart. You can do this.
It's worth it to take the extra steps. And we're not saying don't acclimate yourself with AI or ChatGPT, but don't become lazy and don't become dumb. Yeah, you're doing that. There's some aspects of both that I want to learn for professional reasons or entrepreneurial reasons, but I don't want to be enslaved by it, and I don't want it dragging me into something without my permission. You know?
Yeah.
So yeah.
For me, it would be a slippery slope. I would absolutely be using it like a crutch and wouldn't do as much for myself as I would. But I really do think that I need to use my own brain to do these things so I can know that I can do it. Because of course a machine can do it. It was raised up and taught how to do it. It's the plagiarism machine. Of course it can plagiarize. But my own brain is the only thing on this earth that works the way that it does. So I'm going to take advantage of that uniqueness, and I'm going to do the thing.
Right, and the Ruach HaKodesh presents to us the intellect of the Most High Yah. So nobody's smarter than him.
I can be as smart as God too.
So
yes,
we can have
hallelujah, thank Jesus, praise the Lord, is our word.
Whatever genius, qualities, innovation, creativity that he wants to give to us, and no machine or nobody else's brain is going to surpass that. Not even our own. So yeah, thanks for no thanks.
Another way to become smarter is to learn a new skill. Maybe spend 5 minutes a day on a new thing. People complain and make so many excuses about why they can't do certain things. There are so many things that you can just do maybe while you're doing something, or maybe after you're doing something, like clustering it up, you know? Spend 5 minutes a day drawing sunsets and stick figures, and learn how to shade a bird statue or something. I don't know, figure it out. I spent 5 minutes a day on it, and my bird turned out pretty good. I like that. I should go back to doing it.
That's good. I'm never good with those like paint by numbers and
because you're so perfectionist, and I'm a perfectionist too. It's just sometimes you just gotta let the brain wander.
Yeah, you just gotta let the creativity flow. I agree. We're getting there. Stay tuned for our progress reports going forward.
We'll check in. We'll do check-ins. Yeah.
We'll do check-ins. Let us know what you're working on, what you're learning new, and the way that you are, building neuroplasticity, building capacity for brain health, and reshaping your brain because of hurt, trauma, offense, or disrespect, and even regulating your emotions. We'd love to hear from you. Reach out to us and let us know if you want us to highlight your small business or your entrepreneurial efforts. And what are you doing going forward for Hanukkah? For Christmas, what are you expecting for the
Kwanzaa.
new year?
Happy
Or
Kwanzaa.
even Kwanzaa.
Time flies when you're having fun.
Barrels of fun, barrels of laughter. Yeah. Thanks for hanging out with us. Low these many weeks and episodes. We love you real good, and we'll see you next time. Be well.
Bye.
Love, joy, and peace.